Guys, in this video, we are going to learn what is input output in Python. Program usually needs to communicate with the outside world by obtaining input data from the user and displaying result data back to the user. Input may come from the user directly through the keyboard or from external sources like files or databases. Output can be displayed directly to the console or IDE to the screen through a graphical user interface that is called GUI. There are two inbuilt functions to take the input from the keyboard. First one, that is input. Second is raw underscore input. Let's see what is input method. Input method first takes the input from the user and converts it into a string, right? The type of the returned object always will be class str. It does not evaluate the expression, it just returns the complete statement as a string. Okay, to input function that we are going to use, enter your name. Okay, then we are going to print this variable. Let's run the program. You see it is asking for the name Ravi. You see it printed Ravi. So next function we see row underscore input. Actually this function works in older version like Python 2.x. This function takes exactly what is typed from the keyboard, converts it to a string and then returns it to the variable in which we want to store it. Let me take v2 this time and I am saying row underscore input. I am saying enter your name, then print v2. Okay, let's run it. It is asking for the name. Let me take again Ravi. So you see there is some error on the console. Row input is not defined. What does that mean? It means we are using the Python 3.0 version and this row underscore input method works in the older version 2.x version, right? So the replacement of this method is input method. Okay, let's comment this out. Let's clear this out. Okay, one important point here, input function takes all the input as a string only. If you want to convert your input, your string input into some other type like your integer, your float, then you can do it. I'm saying int and I'm saying input. Okay, then I'm printing square 3. Okay, let's print this. So it is asking, okay, this input is coming from this line. Okay, let me comment this out. Okay, let's stop it and run it again. It is asking for the input. Let me input anything. So it is printed the same value. Okay, so we have taken the input and we convert that input into integer and the same we are inputting. If we are passing the wrong type of input, then it will raise some error. Let's see that. Okay, I am typing the characters values. Okay, then I press enter. So you see it raised error because here what we are expecting, we are expecting a integer value from the console, then we are converting that input into int. But what we have done, we have inputted the wrong type of data from the console. That's what this error came. Okay, when you take some input from the user, you always make sure whether you are taking the correct type of inputs and you are converting them accordingly as per your need in the program further. Again, one more example. Let me take number. I am saying integer and I am saying input. Here I am saying I am asking user that please provide a number. Enter a number. Then same I am printing. Okay, let's see. Let me comment this out. Otherwise it will ask. Okay, you see enter a number. I inputted let's say 66. The same it is printed. Okay, if we want to know what is the type of its number, then you can do type, we say num. Let's print it. We have provided the input. It said it is a type of int class. Alright, convert it into the float. So it will convert. Let's run the program again. It is asking for the input. So you see, it converted input numeric to float. You see, and type you can even see this is the float type. Okay, str num. We are converting any numeric or any float to the string type. Okay, let's see. You see, this is printed as same, but this time it is string type. Okay, now let's take a real example. The requirement is we want to add two values, but before that we will be asking user to input two numbers. So how we will do that? We will take like number 1 equals to integer. Okay, number 2 argument. Now in the next line what we are saying, like sum 1 plus num 2. Okay, message, please enter first number, please enter second number, print addition is. Okay, comment this out, otherwise it will ask us the input. Okay, you see it is asking on the console, please enter first number, that is 45. Then it is asking for the second number, we input 65. What we have to do, we have to convert this integer into a string for printing. That is the first problem. And we can even say sum. Okay, it is somewhere shadow of inbuilt some function name, so we will take another name. Okay, sum1, that is fine. Let's run it now. Okay, it is asking number 1, we give number 2. You see addition is 10. So this is the way that we can ask user to input anything. Okay, now we'll see what is output in Python. Python print function prints the message to the screen or any other standard output device. Okay, we already seen how print works. We can just pass on our message, we can pass on our parameters what we have taken from user. There is one more thing here, and parameter in print method. By default, Python's print function ends with a new line, right? New line. Okay. If you have print anything, okay, A, print B, so always print method takes new line. If you print this one, let's see. Okay, it is asking for number. It is our previous program. Okay, you see A and B. First A is printed, then in the new line B is printed. It means always print takes new line by default. So Python print function comes with a parameter called AND, right? By default, the value of this parameter is /n. It is /n. This is the symbol of new line. Okay. By default, Sprint takes this value. That's why every time new lines gets created. But we can change this approach with the help of end parameter. Let's see, new message. I don't want to go to the new line. Instead, I'll be passing and equals to. You are printing the next line, new message again. Let's see. Okay, how it works. You see, first new message was printed. Okay, then in the second print it was printed in the same line instead of getting new line, right?
That brings us to the end of the today's video. We hope you found it informative and engaging. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content on all things tech related. Thanks for watching and we will see you in the next video.